Excuse me. Good morning. Good morning, Vegas. The first girl here. Good morning, Vegas. Good morning, Derek and Sandy. Good morning, everybody. I'll be right back. I have to go plug something in. Good morning, Billy D. I have to go plug something in. I'll be right back. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. What happened to this? How did this get turned around? Good morning. Oh, I see. I was seeing myself in there. Okay. HOTTL. Good morning. There's everybody. You guys noticed that I wasn't wearing just shorts. I actually have pants on. Did you notice that, Jolie? Okay, guess what? We're gonna start with just a ton of fun. Let's start with a ton of fun this morning. Good morning. Good morning. I see so many of my regular friends here this morning. Can you hit the like buttons, please? Hit the old like button while I change my glasses. As you guys can tell, Pops has been busy this morning. If you can't tell, I'm telling you. Busy. Yeah, starting a bunch of new tubs. Starting a ton of new tubs. So it's substrate mix day. And then, of course, what do we do after that? We start more jars. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Can I get a couple more likes? Because I'm going to make you laugh. I promise to make you laugh. It's actually not even going to be me making you laugh this morning. Is Roy Coates here? Is Roy Coates here? RX, can you find Roy for me? RX, I need your help finding Roy Coates. Calling all Coates. Calling all Coates. Roy Coates, is he in town? Sandy, you're going to start a dozen? Good for you. I love you, kid. That's my grinder. That's the grinder. First person to see Roy Coates, tell him Pops needs him. Actually, the whole family needs Roy. Okay. What did Penny say that we're glad about? What did Penny? The ape I got from Sam? Yep. Yep. Do not be surprised. Okay. I haven't seen Dave. No Dave. I'm looking for Roy Coates. You know who we still haven't found, you guys? You know who we still haven't found is my friend, the lady, Miss M in Palm Coast, Florida. Miss M in Palm Coast, Florida. Palm Coast, Florida. I need to find her. If I can't find her, I'm going to open this box and see what's in it and probably return it to inventory, which sucks because I'm trying to find Miss M from Palm Coast, Florida. If that's you or you know who it is, reach out to me at the DetroitMushLab.net. All one word, the DetroitMushLab.net. There's a Caitlin Boozell here this morning. Caitlin, did you guys say good morning? Did you guys say good morning to Caitlin while I say good morning to Terry Newman, who's flashing on my screen? My good friend Terry. Caitlin, Good morning. If this is Caitlin's first time here, you guys know what you're supposed to do. Caitlin, what they do is they throw donuts at you. Don't take it personal. Save them, and you get to throw some at new people in the future. Okay? We only use chocolate. We don't do powdered donuts. They happen to be a trigger for Pops and his past cocaine abuse. So I see powdered donuts and I feel like snorting. Okay? So for Pop's sake alone, we avoid powdered donuts and we deal in chocolate donuts only. Okay? Good morning. It's nice to see Terry. How about this one? How about this one? You guys ready? You know, sometimes, especially we've been having these heat waves and this and that, right? Been quite a deal of heat waves going on. Well, we found there's one way that you can keep cool. The guys in Arizona know this and even sent me a picture of it. Is Free the Ancient Ones here this morning? Good morning, Mary Jane. Mary Jane, it's nice to see you. We've got old friends joining us this morning. Well, this is how they keep keep cool in the heat in Phoenix area. You ready? Catherine loves donuts, plus she works at a general store. Well, this is what they do. You fill up a bottle with hot dogs, thus creating hot dog water. And you can spritz yourself with hot dog water anytime you want. Okay? So this is a way that they've decided to stay cool, especially in the Phoenix area. Gug. Yeah, don't do that when you go hunting. Don't spray this on yourself when you go hunting, because you become the hunted. Okay? You shall become the hunted. That is such a wreck. Free the Ancient One sent that to me. What the heck are you guys doing in Phoenix, bro? What are you doing in Mesa, Arizona? You want to see one that's even worse? It's going to take a minute to watch, but you guys are going to watch this one. Wait for it. Wait. We all know that we're into hot dogs around here. Hot dog water especially, it's a metaphor. I don't know if we have long enough to do this. How long is this one?
I made 394 hot dogs and took the leftover hot dog.
Yeah, this might take too long. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. At the end of today's show, for the last 2 minutes, I'll just give you a preview for those of you that feel like hanging around. Okay? This is going to be a preview.
I made 394 hot dogs and took the leftover hot dog water and froze it to make hot dog shaped ice sculptures, which I then mailed out to people in unrefrigerated containers so that when they arrive, they're just puddles of hot dog water. So step one was to dress up like a hot dog salesman and cook 394 hot dogs.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm already freaking out. Yup. Then he shows you how he does it. Wait a minute. Can someone tell me why he needed to make the mold of the hot dog frozen, then put it in? Why can't I just take the hot dog water out of the pan, steaming hot, pour it in the jar, cap it, and send it? Wait till you see. At last 2 minutes, I'm going to show you the machining, what this guy goes through. What this guy goes through to create the mold for the ice sculptures of the hot dog. Mary Jane, he has more time on his hands than Pops at the grow house. Okay? Oh, God. Same reason he had to dress like a hot dog vendor. Oh, my God. Wait till you see what he does with the extra hot dog. He doesn't want the hot dogs. Vegas, He does not want the hot dogs. He just wants the water that he's boiled out of them because he's making it very. Wait, wait. You gotta watch. I'm gonna show you this video at the end of today. Okay? Wait till you see what he does with the hot dogs. Oh no, Mike, he doesn't waste them. No. And don't go cheating and looking up this video before I show you. Wait till you see what he does with the hot dogs. Okay, we're gonna move on. But I'm making myself a note to show you the hot dog video at the end of today's show. It's gonna take about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, the video. He shows how he machines, what he does with the hot dogs, how he machines the mold, and what a goofball he is. We're looking for him to join us here one day soon because he looks like one of us. Okay. Hey, if Pops can wear a lab coat, he can wear a hot dog vest. It's okay. Hot dog. God, hot dogs are funny. Okay. I don't even see I don't even see Free here this morning. I'm gonna do this anyways. Okay, Free sent me this one. Hey Pops, what do you call a potato? The person that gets this correct, the first person to get this correct, if they haven't won in a while, I'm gonna make the decision. I'm watching my screen. The first person that hasn't won in a while that gets this correct is gonna move forward to the spin to win round for the end of today's show. Okay, you guys ready? What do you call a potato with a penis? A potato with a penis. What do you call it? What do you call a potato with a penis? Mr. Potato Head. Okay. I gotta give it to Hags. Hager Pump says it correctly. It's a dictator. Hags, give away your spot to someone. You win. You can no. Give away your spot to someone. I had to give you the credit for getting it correct because you and I are like this. But give your spot away. I don't care how you do it. You give him that spot away right now. Dictator. Don't forget that one today. Somewhere, somehow, use that. Just ask your friend, hey, man, what do you call a potato with a member, an extra, okay, eggs? Give it away. Free, actually, he dared me to say this one live. He goes, Pops, you'll never say that one live. I go, are you kidding me? That's the best one of the week. Are you kidding me? Wait, Caitlin Boozell. Caitlin, good. What a nice man, Hags. Caitlin, welcome. Hager Bump, who's the coolest guy in the world from Maryland and got a wonderful wife, just gave you his spot on a spin to win wheel at the end of today's little program, which will be about 10 o'clock. We're going to spin a wheel. Your name's on it. You have a 1 in 3 chance to win a prize sent to you directly from me, but now from Hager Bump. Okay, Caitlin, you're first. Hang in there if you feel like sticking around. Okay, oh, dictator. That is so funny. All right, how about this one? Okay, how about this one? Because now that he thinks he's so funny, he sends me another one, Bulldog. Okay? This one's not part of a contest. Not part of a contest just because it's funny. What did the drummer name his 2 daughters? What did the drummer name his 2 daughters? And a 1 and a 2. Get it? And a 1 and a 2. What did he name his son? Terry, what would he name his son? Symbol? Crashed. Okay, so the drummer, no, that song was named Tom. Yep, the drummer named his son Anna 1, Anna 2. That cracked me up. So I'm reading it to you. Look, clearly it cracked me up. Stop it. Free's not even here. It's okay. You can watch this later. Okay. Who wants one more? Who wants one more? One more. You guys want another joke? These are funny. Okay. These are funny. Here's another one. Where do rainbows go? Oh, where do rainbows go when they are bad? Kim should be here for this one. Where do rainbows go? D, you got it right. They go to prism, but it's a light sentence. You have to add the light sentence part, nerd. Am I right? It's no good if you don't say and. It's a light sentence. Okay, they go to prism. Stupid. Okay. We can move. Who wants to get serious now? Prism, light sentence. You could go on from there. Free, thank you for sending those. You cracked me up. The one with the dictator is the best. That, what do you call a potato? With a penis. Hitler. Okay, now that we're on a roll, potato wedge. Now that we're on a potato wedge, let's do this real quick. I want to read you guys real quick. Hey, we're going to do some science here, promise. It's only going to take about 10 minutes, and we're going to inoculate these bags, show you how to do it. It's the easiest thing you've ever seen. Pops, I don't have a laminar flow hood, so I can't be a mycologist yet. Wrong. Pops, I don't even have a still air box yet. I don't even know how. I'm going to show you guys how to inoculate these bags out in the open. Boop. All right, here. Clean airspace. Okay? This stuff is not, this mycology, we mystified it and made it sound like, oh, it's the hardest thing. You know what the hardest thing about mycology is? The hardest thing. Being consistent. The hardest thing is fanning your tubs every 4 hours. The hardest thing is saying, I'm going to make 12 tubs today, like Sandy said, but then really do it. And then, oh, everybody can do 12 once. Have you been doing it for 3 years in a row? When you start doing it for 3 years in a row, do you know what your stuff starts looking like? Do you have any idea? It goes from wispy to whoa. It goes from whipple to whoa. And what do you do with whoa? You give it away. You know what we've been doing here lately? Truth. Pops, what do you do? I've been sending bulk amounts to people that I know and say, you need to make them a little extra money. You're freaking broke. You haven't paid your car payment in a month. Here, I'm going to show you how. Do this. You help people with it. Do you know what peanuts can do? We were talking about whatchamacallit? We were talking about potatoes a moment ago. Peanuts can be used to produce dynamite. When peanut oil, this kind of blew my mind, dynamite out of peanuts. Kind of makes sense though when you break it down chemically. When peanut oil is processed, it can produce glycerol. Glycerol, which later can then be used to make nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin is the main ingredient in dynamite. Wow. Peanuts. Anybody here surf? Anybody here surf? Pops pretended to be a surfer for a couple summers. Poser surfer. Anybody here? Surfing. Do you know that it's possible that there's some universities that it's possible to get a bachelor's degree in surfing? What? I mean, how many classes do you have to take? What do you have to know hydrography? Like, do you have to understand waves? Do you have to know meteorology? Is it one of the, if you had a surfing degree, did you have to take meteorology class? I would think so. If I was like if I was in charge of a surfing degree, you'd have to take hydrography. You'd have to take meteorology. You'd probably have to take some buoyancy classes. I don't know. You would certainly have to take survival swimming classes. What kind of classes would you have to take? CPR for sure. You'd have to be like virtually a lifeguard, right? Would you have to pass a swimming examination? So now all of a sudden a surfing degree, we were all, surfing degree, ha ha ha, basket weaving. No, maybe a surfing degree takes a lot. Think about it. Maybe there is a lot involved in a surfing degree. I'm not sure. Isn't that funny? Do you ever think about that? How to pass a joint? How to start a fire on the beach? Fire pit. Kelly would come in to be the fire pit instructor on fire pit week. Here is how you make a fire pit safely. Right? How about folding towels? Is there anything involved? Laundry class. Do you have to learn how to do linen and laundry? I mean, come on. You're going to have a lot of towel usage. How about what's the environmental impact of your detergent? Sorry, I'm getting carried away. You guys want to hear a really crazy weirdo story? How to wax a board, right, Terry? Actually, let's how to make them. And when I was growing up, there was a guy about across the street, but about 5 houses down, and he was a custom board maker in his garage. This was back in the 60s and early 70s. And he was shaping and making his own boards out of his garage and selling them, and he never became a big, one of the big names like Jacobs or any of the other guys. But, he had a little clientele of guys that he would make custom boards for based off of their height and weight and stuff like that. I remember my best board, but again, I'm posing, had a 5'10" Jacobs. And it was like the class of the class back then. In 1839, there was a story published by a writer named Edgar Poe. Edgar Poe wrote a story about 4 sailors who were stranded out in sea with no food, and they had to kill one of the members, Richard Parker, for food. 45 years later, a yacht that was going to Australia from England sank, and 4 crew members didn't have enough food to survive. One of the members was sacrificed to save the other 3. His name was Richard Parker. Ooh, that's crazy. Here's one. How about this one? Isn't that a crazy story? Rando. 45 years he virtually predicted Richard Parker. You probably don't want that name. Laura Buxton. A 10-year-old girl released a balloon full of helium in 2001. She also included a note asking for it to be returned to her home address in Midland, England. So she releases a balloon, a little note on a little girl note. Hi, my name is Laura, and I live in Midlands, England. And if you find this, will you please return it to me? Kind of a message in a bottle, right? But this is an air balloon. I feel like doing this. I'm not joking. Carlotta, let's, at the Mush Fest. What do you guys think? Should we release one, a Mush Fest balloon, see where it lands? Maybe attach a Pops pack to it? What do you think? So Laura, she's released her balloon. Another girl finds it 140 miles away. Oh, how cute. Another little girl finds it. Anthony, it's so nerdy, we have to do it. Put it on the list. Put it on the list, I'm not joking. Let's release a helium balloon somewhere into just see what happens. Okay? Now, another little girl finds it. Wait for it. Her name is Laura Buxton as well. Spelled exactly the same way. Adding to the coincidence, the 2 girls were only a few months apart in age. They were of the same height, although they were both a bit tall for their age. And they had similar pets, including a 3-year-old Labrador Retriever, a guinea pig, and a bunny. Laura, you have them too? Oh my God, what's your bunny's name? What the hell? That's not just a right. Same name, same height, same hair color, same age, same living 140 miles apart. That's insanity. Was it fate? We could start one of those TV shows. I needed some scary music in the background. Here's one final rando facto, and then we're going to do our science experiment. Okay? Ecology, leave the voice alone. That's Laura. You can't make fun of Laura's voice. How about this one? We all like fishing, right? Fishing. How would you like to be in Slovakia somewhere near Christmas? One of the traditions in Slovakia is to catch a carp, put it in your bathtub for 2 to 3 days and let it swim around, and then kill it and eat it on Christmas. What most confuses me about this is, so I can't use the bathroom? Like, I can't shower or bathtub before on Christmas Eve? I gotta hang out with the carp? I'm so confused. I mean, I get it. Okay, let's keep it fresh and have a relationship with it before we kill it and eat it. I get all of that, but what about me? What about my personal hygiene? All right. Thanks, Slovakia. See, there's all kinds of different cultures, different what? Maybe that's true, Terry. You're probably pumping better water through them or something, right? You're not eating once if they get a couple of 2 or 3 days of better water pumped through them or something. I don't know, but so you're cleaning the fish. But what happens to me? I got underarm issues, right? Especially if I've got a date coming over for Christmas. I had one more I wanted to tell you guys. Where is it? In 1972, listen to this. This is going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. In 1972, it was possible to put yourself through almost any university in the United States, paying the tuition on minimum wage, making a minimum wage job. All you need to do is make minimum wage, and you can put yourself through almost any university out there in 1972. Now, I remember having to work part-time to work, and it did pay most of my school. It's what the cost of tuitions have gone up so much. Right, Vegas? Used to cost a couple grand to have a whole college semester. Now it's 60 grand a semester or something. That is, can you imagine that? I don't want to leave with such a negative one because that's a negative. I want to leave. That is completely ridiculous what's happened. It has to make us angry, Niff. It has to. And then what we've done is saddle, that generation and the one following it with these debts that they can't pay. And they're dragging themselves down because they spend it there instead of on a forward part of the economy and all of that. And I can guarantee you a great portion of that tuition costs. Don't think that those universities don't have the hugest insurance bills. They're worried about that little kid, the one kid that's going to trip himself in the cafeteria because they were goofing off and charged, and there's millions of dollars, et cetera, et cetera. Pennypack, I agree with you on that so much. What happened to our trade techs? Oh my God. I was talking with the guys this weekend, all 5 of us. Most of us blue collar workers at one point. There's nobody, my friend the electrician that we're fishing with this weekend, nobody coming up in his ranks. Jeff, a machinist of the highest degree. There's no kids coming in learning how to be a machinist, CNC, flat machinist, anything. No, zero interest in this generation coming up. These are dying skills. Just, it's crazy. We really, there should be a status to being a carpenter. There should be a status to being a mason. These are things that, guess what? You ask your lawyer, the neighbor, to build a cabinet, and he will turn out the ugliest box of crap you've ever seen. That's a skill. We're missing that. But our society has created that. I'm going to read about that to you here in a few minutes. Our society actually created that because we value money and we value appearance. Who looks cooler, three-piece suit guy or a guy with red and green suspenders? Who looks cooler at Madison Avenue on the billboard? Who looks cooler? The guy with the straw hat and the straw in his mouth, or even though that guy's brilliant and he can make any machine on the planet work, or Mr. Madison Avenue who is just counting your money. Where was I? That was kind of a rant. Sorry about that. I'm a cabinet who can't build a lawyer. Here we go. We're going to do a true false. I need to get another person qualified for the spin, and then we're going to do inoculate these bags. Caitlin, she's already going to be number 1 on the spin board. I'm going to try to get a number 2 now. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to read 3 statements. You're going to, after I say these 3 statements, tell me if they were true or false. So say true, a T or an F, all 3 at one time on one line, as soon as I say go. All right? Here's the 3 statements. Reggae music originated in Jamaica. True or false? Niagara Falls is on the border between Alaska and Canada. True or false? And the Eurotunnel joins France and England. True or false? Go. I just gave 3 statements. And they looked awfully easy because every single one of you is getting it correct. Holly, you haven't spun on the wheel for a while, and you're number 1 on my list here. True, false, true. Then there was West, and then Shy, then Michael Brown. All of you guys were correct, but Holly was correct first. Reggae, yes, it was originated in Jamaica. Niagara Falls, false. It is not between Alaska and Canada. And the Eurotunnel, yes, it's true. It joins France and England. Holly, it looks like it's 2 girls so far this morning. It looks like it's going to be a 2-girl morning so far. It'd be fun if we got a 3rd girl in a few minutes when we do this again. Okay? Let's inoculate bags. This is sort of, you know what? I think I'm going to wait for this till tomorrow because I want to give a whole speech and a whole rant with it. So we're going to actually inoculate these bags tomorrow. Like I said, because I want to give a rant with it, but there's a couple other things I want to cover today. the rant, the serious part of it is going to be this. We have somewhere along human ego. You know what human ego does? It tries to make us look smart. If I look smart, we put on airs, we put on appearances. We try to set ourselves apart, actually. Do you know that? We literally do. We pretend we don't, but our natural inclination is to tribalize, circle wagons. They've done anthropological research on this. I'm fascinated by it. You know what it works out to? It's a funny number. Wait till you hear the number. Somewhere between 75 people make up a comfortable community. Most human brains, average intelligence, can't remember more than 75 people's faces and names. Can't be comfortable with, like, once the crowd becomes too big, they're like, and then they start losing even the 75 that they could have known. Now that number starts to shrink. Now, if there's 150 people in the tribe, now you will really only remember 10. But when the tribe's between 70, 75, stretches us out to just about, you can know just about everybody. You can have a relationship with just about everybody in that 75 circle. In a group of 75, there's just about as much needed to have an administration group, a labor group, a farm group, skills. There's enough. You'll find all of the necessary requirements. After 75, you start doubling. Now you have 2 gunsmiths. Now you have 3 candle makers. Guess what they start doing? Competing with each other. Now you have, you know what I mean? It's a fascinating study. It's a fascinating study in that our egos take us beyond that, not our needs. Once we expand beyond some of that, we're in our head, not in our hearts. Is this making sense? Because it's a reality. We're Homo sapiens. We forget that. We think we're above the animal kingdom. We forget that we actually have instinct that we work off of too. We're not all free will, believe it or not. I mean, a majority of us is. But there's so much that's happening involuntarily. I'm not making a conscious choice to run my heart right now. That's happening involuntarily. Some of the thoughts and things that go through my brain happening involuntarily. Some I have to fight. Some I recognize as that's not healthy in a population of more than 75. There's some fascinating stuff in what I'm thinking. All of this was part of a rant that was to say, we're not special. When 4 or 5 years ago, when I determined this, I'm going to be the mycology guy of that's it. I'm selling out to this situation. I'm pouring all my eggs into this basket. This is what I want to do till I'm done. And then I commit to that, and that's how Pops works. I do 100 miles an hour, or I don't do it at all. That's how I work, and it's worked for me to the degree where I am. So 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, 4, let's put it at, I'm going to start teaching mycology what I know, which, can you imagine what I knew 4 years ago compared to what I know now? It's hilarious. Who did I think I was? But my heart was in the right place. tell you guys how to do it. My heart was in the right place. I had about 7 people listening. I'm like, this is what I want. The first thing I determined was don't wear a mask. Because for about 6 months, I was watching all this stuff on YouTubes. And every one of the people on there, your Michael Willies and on, every one of them, wearing masks in their kitchens and in their hidden basements, and they're teaching you and me how to do their bro science mycology. And I was watching that, and it made me mad. It made me mad. This 4 years ago, it made me upset. It was, if you believe what you're teaching in that, you have no right to do it from a place of illegal, or a place of a bandit, or a place of I'm going to wear a bandana. These guys were wearing bandanas and charging you, wanting my money to teach me from behind bandanas as if what they were doing was wrong, but do it with me from your hidden place in your kitchen. And every one of those people in the process, and the intent wasn't that. Their intent was to teach and make a couple of bucks and hide, to minimize their risk. That's the intent. You know what the real intent's supposed to be? The minute you hide, you're agreeing to it's wrong. You're agreeing it's illegal. You're saying what the government's doing to keep us down is right, but we can sneak around and do it this way. And we'll all wear masks. And we'll show up at our secret mask societies and talk about doing it secretly. And let's make... That was the thing. You can't do it that way and move our movement forward in goodness and health. You're literally saying, sign up to be a bandit. And we said this. No, we're going full on. We are putting money to the side in a escrow account. The day they come and get you, because they might, you got some money set to the side. You're going to do this in a way that's responsible, because I don't want to go to jail for the rest of my life. I want to have a bail money. Duh. So be responsible. Do it. Set it up correct. From there forward, you will never wear a mask. You will never act like what you're doing is wrong. What's the wrong person is the person telling you you can't grow fungus in your own home. Are you kidding me? Take me to jail and I can grow fungus. I'll grow fungus in your jail. Naturally, it's in my toenails. You can't stop me. And it's wrong, too. I'm not even endangering a bank. Oh, well, you got a loan on the plate. I own the property. How can you tell me what I can and cannot do on property I own? Outright. They can't, and they don't. But they do if you're hiding. They do if you're wearing masks and sneaking around. If I see a guy sneaking around with a mask and delivering mushrooms somewhere, I want to know what the hell's he doing. I see a guy walk by with a lab coat on, and he's upright, and his stuff's tight. I'm like, can't be much going on wrong over there. So that's how we approached it. We approach it. And here's the other thing. Midwest, some of these mycology supply places, I heap shame on them. Shame and blame. Because some of the crap that's being put out, brand new mycologists, never gotten it. I want to try. I'm going to order some jars of pre-sterilized stuff from Midwest, say. Half anything you get from Midwest is already contaminated by the time you get it. Midwest is already big pharma. They just are. I'm sorry. They went too big. They chased the dollar. They're not sitting there at Midwest going, boy, we really want to make sure that this brand new guy that's never done it before gets a perfect jar. So he loves this hobby and he learns it from the ground up and he's going to be so invested, he's going to show his friends and neighbors. No, they're like, how many more can we jar up today? How many do we sell? What's the sales rates? When you start getting too big, you're getting in trouble. You're in it for the wrong reason. Outgrow, we can still deal with, at this point, I know Outgrow. I know Mike at Outgrow. He's still doing orders. He's making them as he's receiving them. He doesn't have stuff sitting on shelves for 3 or 4 months and, I finally gonna move this case. Boomer Bag's doing the same thing. And I'm not here to pick on any particular business. That's not my point. I apologize. My point is, and see, they're like, we're safe. We're selling only, legal stuff, just the supplies that it takes for you guys to do that. No, you're selling dirty, contaminated crap. And you're setting people up that want to come to this and learn how to be health givers, and you're going to tarnish it from the day they start. And now let's go back to our teachers and these guys online. Do you know how many of them try to keep it a little bit complicated, a little mystified, a little, you don't quite understand this, but reach out to me on a Patreon and I can explain the rest to you. And they're monetizing the knowledge from behind masks. And then the worst part is they're acting like it's hard. Mycology, one of the reasons I love this, it is one of the easiest things. I came from growing weed. Growing weed is not frickin' easy. But they're just weeds. Yeah, I know. For about 8 or 10 plants. Try making money at growing weed. Especially in the last 10 years. You have to really be on the game. Have one bad moth come in, land in one of your buds and start a worm, and your whole frickin' crop is done. You don't even know where the moth came from. They're going to come, etc., etc. Mushrooms is the easiest thing in the whole health kingdom to grow. It is by far not even close. It's the least expensive. It's the least invasive. It's the least management issues. It is absolutely hands down, and it delivers. You want to put your effort into growing something healthy? It delivers more for a tub than you could ever get out of a single marijuana plant. And don't forget that tub can go on and on and on and on. Lowest total cost versus value. And then I'm talking about versus effect too. The end effect to your patient. Oh my God. And in some of them, it's like unintended effects. You didn't even know that it was going to clear up that person's acne. Really? Oh yeah, I got that this week. Okay. Yeah, Pops, I was having a really bad case of acne. I've been microdosing, and spectacularly, my acne's clearing up too. We don't know our brain knows what we need. So I got a little extra juice. Let me clean up the acne. I don't know how it works. We don't want, when we talk about this mycology, we want it to be honest. We want it to be unmasked. And we want it simple. 3 years ago, there was a big wave came through the community, Uncle Ben's Tech. Oh, here's the easiest way in the whole world to do it. Uncle Ben's, all you have to do. And I hadn't heard of it a bit. I'd never heard of it before. And I ran down to the store and I got a bag. 5 bags. And I tried it without telling anybody. And I'm Mr. Mycology, right? I'm Mr. Jar, Mr. Videos, showing people how to make liners. I got a laboratory. But on the side over here, I was like, let me try that Uncle Ben's Tech. Get home, inject the bag, snip it, tape it. 10 days later, I'm looking at the bottom of the bag and I'm like, this works. This works. Then I spent another 6 months in my mind perfecting it, coming up with a way to even prepare the bag that other people didn't do yet, and how to work this and how to inject that and what's the right tape. And I mean, I got all into it. And there's only one reason why. There's only one reason why. Because the second I saw that it worked, the first time I injected a bag and I saw that it worked, my brain went to, do you know how many people could do this now? Do you know how many people can do this now? Especially if I can find a perfect technique. I call it twist tech. You can look it up. Anybody in the game, my first thought went to, this opens up mycology to 1,000 more people at a time for cost of virtually nothing. All you have to do is try it. There's going to be a lot of people that try mycology and find out, I did it. I grew a couple of tubs. It was great. I made a harvest. But it's not like my thing. This is a good way to find out it's not your thing without spending a lot of money. This is exactly the perfect way. I don't want you to spend a lot of money to find out that it's not your thing. And it isn't everybody's, and it's okay. Here's what happened 3 years ago. Anybody that was talking about UB Tech, Uncle Ben's Tech, was put down by all of the elitists in this mycology online community. Reddit, IG, they were ripping Pops. He's teaching lousy, these people, he's not even teaching them how to use flow hoods. And I laugh in their face. If we can't make this for the person that only has $2 in their pocket, then I don't want to play. I don't want this to be only for the person that has a flow hood for, that spent $1,000 last week so they can start their first bag. And that's what they were teaching you. With their masks on. Oh, you want to get in this game? You want to be like me? Well, first thing you got to do is find a mask. The next thing you got to do is get yourself a real nice Flaminar low flow hood. Oh, but if you can't afford that, we can, take a step down, start a still air box. Now everybody's like worried about the quality of their still air box. Is my still air box a GP? Is it a lousy one? Is it... our technology, our mycology doesn't need any of that. We don't need a still air box. We don't need a laminar airflow hood. We don't need a mask to grow a tub. You need those if you want to get further into your mycology. You need those if you want to start working with agar. You need those if you want to start working with grain to grain. You need those if you want to start doing cloning. But if you want to inoculate this bag, we could just sitting right here. We're gonna tomorrow morning. Cliffhanger. We're gonna do it sitting right here. This is the same thing as Uncle Ben's. This is an Uncle Ben's bag. It just comes with the filter already attached. Uncle Ben's, we have to add the filter. We have to cut the top off and put a filter on by putting the tape on. The problem with an Uncle Ben's bag, the biggest problem, is you don't have the same airflow chimney that this guy gets. But you people that are out there that you're saying, oh, I can't do it yet. Yes, you can. Get yourself a $7 bag of grain. Get yourself a $15 syringe of inoculum, and sit down in a clean area of your house, a couple other small items, and you have already started. And we'll show you how to do it without a mask. One of the hugest advantages of being able to use a syringe with the needle is that at every level, this is already sterile. The needle that we're going to put on already sterile. All of this, we technically should be able to go in a barn. Veterinarian in a barn should be able to start a bag of spawn grain. I'm going to read this one thing to you. Hold on. Where is it? One second, I'm sorry. Inoculating grain, our bag or a jar. Inoculating grain with liquid culture is quick and easy when compared to the stress and sterility required for agar inoculations. This technique is similar to liquid transfers. At another point, this is our book, the Mycology book. He makes an argument for, I can't find it right now, and I will for tomorrow morning, for why using the liquid culture is better than the other two methods, even though we know there's three. There's an argument for why we would use the liquid culture, and one of the number one reasons is it's super fast and super simple. Okay? So we'll cover that tomorrow. And again, I have the bags all ready. We have stuff all ready to go and inoculate and stuff. But I'm just a touch out of time for that. Because I really do want to read something to you guys. Okay? And we still have that hot dog video. Maybe I should just do the hot dog video and read this tomorrow. Love doesn't arrive when we're perfect. Love doesn't arrive when we're perfect. Oh, when I do this, then they'll love me. If that was the case, love would never arrive. We are all flawed human beings. And we're kind of supposed to be. Self-love is the practice of accepting our flaws and the things that make us incomplete, instead of always trying to fix them, remedy them. I don't want to say you are already enough or that you're already worthy of love. Instead, I want to say there's no such thing as enough and worthy. It's a made-up idea in an attempt to measure something that can't be measured. This one I'm going to have a hard time with, but I'm learning. It's okay to suck at things in your life. It's okay to suck. Everybody is an idiot in some department of their existence, including everyone we look up to. And that's fine. Let them be lovable idiots. This guy. Let me be a lovable idiot. Everyone we love has flaws, and we know that. But we love others who have flaws, and they have moments of idiocy. So we can afford that same love to ourselves. We're supposed to make mistakes and stumble. Accept failure as part of the journey. Let's be okay with laughing at ourselves as well. No one is beyond being made fun of. Always start with yourself. Make the joke about you. It's okay to feel like a goof sometimes. It's an essential part of living a good life. Making fun of our own flaws is a great way to live with them. I had a crooked nose with one working nostril and chiclets for front teeth and a cute tummy that makes me giggle when I push it. Let's see the pros of our flaws. That means expressing gratitude. Realizing that just because we think something does not mean that that thought is true. We live in a society, here was what I was saying earlier. I mentioned this earlier. We live in a society of consumerism. So the mantra is always going to be, you're not good enough, but if you spend more money, you'll be better. And we don't have to fall for that bullshit. We don't have to spend more money to be better mycologists. We don't have to spend more money to be better people. We don't have to spend more money to fix our flaws. That's a bullshit program. Let's be vulnerable and talk out loud about the things we're not supposed to be secure about. That's a tough one. Let's talk out loud about them. Bringing them out reduces their sting, and it connects us with each other, because many are definitely feeling the same. Self-love isn't trying to fix ourselves, but accepting who we are. That doesn't mean we shouldn't take care of ourselves, but it does mean we need to abandon that limiting belief that we need to be more to deserve love. These old limiting beliefs haunt us, constructing an invisible prison we don't always realize we're trapped in. And even though these beliefs aren't based in truth, thinking them over and over builds the walls higher and higher as we manifest them. That's good reading for today. Thank you for listening to that, you guys. I read it I read it to myself early today, and now I read it out loud with my friends. Thank you. the best part in there to me was remembering that I've been programmed by consumerism literally every single day, every time I watch anything, every time I walk out of the house, every time I read a bag, anything, read an article. I'm being programmed by consumerism that's saying if I just do more, I'll do better. And I'm like, you know when I get better? When I start honestly celebrating my flaws. You know when I do better? When I come on here and I confess. When I come on here and tell you, hey, you know what? I was really shitty at this. Man, I feel better after that. I need one more person for the spin to win game for today. Let's get, it's going to be a number between 1 and 50. Okay? Number between 1 and 50. You can pick up to 3 numbers. And the first person to get the number that I just got on the shoot will move forward to the spin to win round. You can pick up to 3 numbers at one time. Okay? And you can do it as many times as you want until I see the number on my screen. I'm hoping that it comes from somebody. There it is. I see it already. We did it. We got an all-girls day. Gypsy Life. Gypsy Life said 2, and the number was 2. Gypsy Life was the first person on my screen to show a 2. Gypsy, you're number 3. Gypsy Life. I like Gypsy and her hubby. A wonderful, wonderful lady. Gypsy Life. So here we go. We have 3 ladies. This is a all ladies day. By nature. We didn't even decide it. Nature decided it. Okay? Caitlin. Caitlin. Hager Bumps gave you his spot. You're going to be number 1. Holly, you're going to be number 2. And Gypsy Life, you're going to be number 3. So here we go. Oh, I didn't like that spin. It was a little light. Here we go. Number 2, Holly. Holly it is. Holly, what did you win? Same thing that we gave away yesterday. You got a 3-pack coming to you, Holly. Okay? This is a little over 2 grams, each of these sections. Ghost, iceberg, and ape. So we're going to send that out to Holly. And you guys get ready, because we're going to give some more of these. I'm giving 2 of these packages away tomorrow. Okay? And they're already ready to go. Watch this. Where are they, Pops? Here. Here. So, we have 2 of them to give away tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. It was fun to make them. It was even more fun to watch me grow as I grew these. Do you know what I mean by that? Huh? Are you guys growing when you grow your mushrooms? I sure am, and I mean that sincerely. Getting more patient. Getting more determined to be more consistent. I want to be the very, very best at it, period. And when things break loose and all the laws say everything they're going to say, I want to be sitting in a place where we can make this something that even people can send their children to college doing. How would you like to send your kids to school to get a mycology degree because you work at the mushroom factory? And then all the mycoremediation that we're learning on our planet and everything else. My God, mycology you're going to see it blow up in this, especially in our academia curriculum. It's going to be blowing up. See you guys tomorrow. Same mush time, same mush channel. I will, again, tomorrow we'll play the hot dog video, first thing in the morning. Hot dog video, first thing in the morning, crack yourself up, and then we'll go from there. And then we also will inoculate these bags tomorrow. I apologize for not getting to it today, but it was more important for us to say to each other, don't sell this information. Patreon. I don't want to charge somebody to tell them how to do it. I'm not trying to, I want you to do Mycology as cheap as you possibly can. I want to do it with you as cheap. We want money to only be the part of the equation. But Pops, you have a site, yeah? But doesn't barely pay the bills, let alone help me give away stuff away. That's whole budget issues. I'm telling you, the job is to break even. That's the job. Making money at this will put us at other places that is just, it's poison. Okay? When other people are doing, stuff for $240 an ounce, a unit, and you're coming in there and going, no, I'm going to show you how to do this and do it with 3 times as good of stuff, and it's only going to be 100. You tell me who's working the business for the kindness and goodness and who's working the business for the dollar. There you go, Kim, saying the same thing. Married Myco, MDK and RX, and SSW, thank you. And Jolie, and CCS and Mushmouth, and Lexington, and MDK and Vegas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Vegas, the people in Maui. I have a friend in Hawaii on one of the other islands. And I said, bro, if I send you a big package, what could you, oh, Pops, you wouldn't even believe it. I got people over there. What could you use? He goes, microdose. Microdose. So we sent him a 500 pack of micros, and that's just touching the surface. We're going to try to do more. He's going to have 500 micros to just hand out, to people that, boop, hopefully it's going to make a difference. And I told him, give them like $10, 10 each every time you give them out. Don't just give one. So they can even do a little bit of a regimen, whatever. Can you imagine being in Hawaii? I can't even imagine it. So if you find a way to donate, I'd rather send my buddy some microdoses to spread around than $10 to the Red Cross, even though I know the Red Cross would use it really well too. So help out the best you can. You want to give from your excess, okay? Niffy and Jolie and Ilasti and Skippy and Nerdy and Anthony and Gleany and Shy and Ego and Mushmouth and Flying Wing and Jesus Christ in Australia and RX and Mikey and Holly and EMT and Rugman and CCS and Vegas and Gypsy and Mushmouth and Kimberly and Holly and Herbie Von Werby Kabop and B. Hendricks and EMT. And you know what? B. Hendricks, they're over there right now saying, don't send us supplies. We're actually getting a lot of supplies, and they're stacking up, and they're going to end up going on losing shelf life in 6 months, etc. Send us money. We know how we need to spend it. We need money. And then the other half of them says, send us microdoses. So send them money or send them microdoses. Okay? Supplies, they'll go buy the spam they need. They'll go buy the underwear they need. Have a great day, you guys. Pops, peace, love, out.